Hi to all, welcome back. Now we are going to see differential piece rate in weight system. So differential piece rate system has more than one piece rate, which means under the straight piece rate, a single flat rate per unit on production is paid, but under differential piece rate, different rates are paid at a different level of output. The following are the two differential piece rates. There are two differential piece rates. One is Taylor's differential piece rate. The other one is Merrick's differential piece rate, right? According to F.W. Taylor, a standard output is fixed based on the time and motion studies. The efficiency of the workers are determined by comparing the actual output with standard output. This differential piece rate system consists of two different rates at the same job. The two rates are, one is high piece rate and low piece rate, or low production and high piece rate is paid for those workers who are at and above high standards or of high productions, right? Now we are going to see the differential that applied by the trailer's differential piece rate, that is below standard. It is said to be low piece rate, that is 80% of the piece rate, and when it is at and above the standard, then it is a high piece rate, that is of 120% of the piece rate. Okay, so we are going to see some sums. Before that, I will clearly explain this formula once again, right? Low piece rate. So at low piece rate, the formula is actual piece rate into 80%. Actual piece rate into 80% of the piece rate. When it is high piece rate, then it is actual piece rate into 120% of the piece rate. This is the formula. We are going to see some sums now, right? Come. So the question is, so we have a question in Taylor's piece rate system, right? Find out the wages to be paid to Mr. X and to Mr. Y under Taylor's differential piece rate system. Okay, so we are saying Taylor's differential piece rate system. The standard output default is 200 units, and they work for 8 hours in a day. Okay, then the piece rate is 10 per unit. So differential to be applied, they have given differential to be applied 80% if it is below the standard, 120% is if it is at and above standard. Okay, so we are going to apply the Taylor's differential piece rate for this sum. For Mr. X, it is 175 units in a day of 8 hours, and for Mr. Y, it is 220 units in a day of 8 hours. Okay, right? So we are supposed to check this for Mr. X and Mr. Y, and we are supposed to going to calculate, since we must know what is the actual unit produced by Mr. X and what is the actual unit produced by Mr. Y. Okay, so this is the question. So we are going to find the wages for Mr. X now. Okay, so wages for Mr. X, since X produced 175 units, which is less than standard unit, that is 200, right? So we are going to apply the first one, that is 80% of the piece rate. Okay, so low piece rate is equal to piece rate into 80 percentage, which means piece rate is 10 rupees, rupees 10 into 80 by 100. So we get 8 rupees. LPR, that is low piece rate, is equal to rupees 8, right? So wages is equal to wages of X. Okay, wages of X is equal to unit produced into low piece rate, that is L or LPR. Okay, here the unit produced is 175 units into low piece rate is 8 rupees. So wages of Mr. X is equal to 1400 rupees, right? Now we are going to calculate wages of Mr. Y. So we finished wages of Mr. X. Now we are going to calculate wages of Mr. Y. Yeah, wages for Mr. Y. Okay, fine. Now same formula. First we have to know how many unit the workers Y is produced. He produced 220 units, which is greater than the standard units 200, right? Then we are going to apply high piece rate. High piece rate. So high piece rate, the formula is piece rate. One second. Into 120 percentage. So piece rate is 10 rupees into 120 by 100, which is equal to rupees 12. So HPR, high piece rate, is equal to 12. So wages of Mr. Y is equal to piece rate, that is high piece rate, into unit produced, right? So high piece rate is 12 rupees into unit produced is 220. So wages of Mr. Y is equal to 2640 rupees. Hope it is clear, right? So we found the wages of Mr. X and we found the wages of Mr. Y under Taylor's differential piece rate, right? Come, we will see one more sum in this, right? So the next sum, right? So with the help of the following information, ascertain the wages paid to the worker A and B under Taylor's differential piece rate system. Standard time is 10 units per hour and normal time is rupees 1. Okay, differential to be applied 80% when it is below and 120% when it is above. Okay, A produced, okay, there are two persons A and B. Okay, A produced 75 units and B produced 100 units, right? Now we are supposed to know what is the standard output. Okay, they doesn't give the standard output and also they doesn't give the piece rate. Okay, they doesn't give the piece rate, right? So we are supposed to calculate both standard output as well as the piece rate, right? So solution, first we are going to calculate the standard output. So standard output is equal to standard units per hour into standard units per hour into, in a day it is 8 hours, right? They given, right? So we are supposed to use it. So standard units per hour. Okay, so standard units per hour is 10 hours. Okay, standard unit per hour is 10 hours, right? So which is equal to 10 into 8, that is standard output is equal to 80 units, right? Standard output is equal to 80 units. Now we are going to calculate, yes, now we are going to calculate piece rate for 1 hour, right? We have normal time rate, it is 1 rupees, right? Normal time rate is 1 rupees, right? So for 1 hour it is, so for 1 hour it is 10 units. For 1 hour it it is 10 units, right, at the rate of 1 rupee, 1 rupees per hour. Okay, then piece rate is equal to time rate by unit produced in an hour. Unit produced in a hour, right? So 1 second, yes, right? So time rate, we know the time rate, that is 1 rupee, right? Then unit produced in an hour, unit produced in an hour is 10 units, right? Unit produced in an hour is 10 units. Then it is 0.10 paise, that is 10 paise, right? Right. So piece rate is equal to 10 paise, 10 paise per unit, right? Now see, we are going to calculate the wages of worker A. So wages of A, right? So wages of worker A. The worker A produced 75 units, right? So the standard output is 80, which is less than, right? 75 units is less than 80 units, right? We found that standard unit is 80 units, yeah. So upon 70 units, then it is less than standard output, okay, standard unit or standard output, right? So then we are going to apply 80 percentage, right? So we are going to apply low piece rate. Since Mr. A produces less than the standard output, we are going to use low piece rate, right? So low piece rate, LPR, low piece rate is equal to piece rate into 80 percentage. Piece rate into 80 percentage. We know the piece rate is 10 paise, right? So 0.10 into 80 by 100, right? So what we get is 0.10 into 80 percentage, we get 0.08 low piece rate for A, sorry, A, right? So wages of A is equal to formula piece rate, sorry, unit produced, formula is unit produce into piece rate, right? There is low piece rate. So unit produced, A produced 75 units, right? So 75 into 0.08. So wages of A is equal to rupees 6, right? So we found the wages of A. We have calculated LPR and we have calculated wages of A. Now what we are supposed to calculate is, we are supposed to calculate wages of B, right? So before calculating wages of B, we are supposed to know whether it is a low piece rate or high piece rate, right? The wages of B, right? Wages output, worker B produced how much unit? Worker B produced. So now worker B, wages of worker B, worker B produced 100 units, which is greater than the standard output. What we found is 80 units, right? So it is high piece rate. HBR is equal to piece rate into 120 percentage, which means piece rate is 0.10 piece, 0.10 into 120 by 100. So HPR is equal to 0.12 paise. So now wages of B is equal to unit produced unit produced into high piece rate. So unit produced is worker B produced 100 units into high piece rate is 0.12. So therefore wages of B is equal to 12 rupees, right? So wages of A is equal to 6 rupees under low piece rate, and wages of B is equal to 12 rupees under high piece rate, right? So we have seen two sums under Taylor's differential piece rate system. In the next video, we are going to see piece rate system under Merrick's differential piece rate. Okay, so this is about Taylor's differential piece rate system. In the next video, we are going to see about Merrick's differential piece rate system. Thank you for watching this video. If you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe it and press the bell notification icon so that you will get more updates. And if you like this video, share with your friends. Once again, thank you. We will see Merrick's differential piece rate in the next video. Thank you.